What if the darkest moment of your life sparked your brightest future? Today, let's explore the art of turning grief into a rocket fuel for success. Join me on this journey from heartbreak to breakthrough. Dare to leap and see the transformation. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Overcoming Grief, a show for women experiencing profound grief and looking for support in healing and transforming their lives. If you are ready to heal after a loss, create a new self-identity, take responsibility to do the hard things, and get massive results in your life, this show is for you. Now, here's your host, Master Grief and Life Coach, Sandy Linda.
Hello, creative humans. Happy October. Bringing a change in the air and in our lives. Speaking of change, did you know that sometimes life's biggest challenges can become our greatest intention for transformation? This month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, a cause close to my heart. I've experienced the impact of this disease firsthand, losing my sister to it in 2014 and becoming a survivor myself. These experiences didn't just change my health, they changed my entire perspective on life. And that's what we're diving into today. How we can dare to reinvent ourselves in the face of grief and unexpected life changes. Whether it's an illness, losing a loved one, or any major life shift, these moments have the power to reshape us if we let them. So are you ready to explore how to turn life's challenges into opportunities for growth and reinvention? Let's embark on a journey of transformation that might just change the way you view suffering forever. Today's topic is dare to reinvent yourself after going through emotional storms. In this episode, I will explore the power of embracing change and viewing it as an opportunity, practical strategies for self-discovery during difficult times, how to harness your grief and emotion as fuel for personal growth, the importance of self-compassion in the reinvention process, and I will share real stories of individuals who have transformed their lives after loss. By the end of this episode, you will be set up with valuable insights and actionable steps to help you navigate life's challenges and emerge stronger, more sincere, and ready to embrace your new self. A big life-changing event may take stock of your life. You cruise through life with your daily routines, as comfortable as your favorite pair of Lululemon leggings. Then bam, life throws you a curveball that will make a baseball player duck, a health scare that makes you Google medical terms you can't pronounce, or losing a loved one that leaves a void bigger than your weekend to-do list. Suddenly, you're standing at the crossroads, feeling like you've been dropped into a real-life version of choose your own adventure. Do you stick with the familiar, even if it feels as ill-fitting as those leggings from college? Or do you take the plunge into reinvention, risking awkwardness or embarrassment for the first time? Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Reinvention? I can barely reinvent my breakfast routine. And that's okay. Some of us aren't ready to make big changes. We're stuck in the tropical quicksand of grief overload, where every step feels heavy and suffocating. But here's the twist. When you're ready, and only when you're ready, embracing change can be like finding the secret level in a video game. It's challenging, sure, but oh so rewarding. It's your chance to reassess your life's playlist, hit shuffle, and maybe even add some new genres you never thought you enjoy. So, whether you are eager for change or hesitant to stay huddled under the blanket, remember there's no one size fits all approach to dealing with life unexpected events. Your journey is as unique as your fingerprint or your ability to quote every line from your favorite movie. Now, let's dive into why this reinvention business is more than just a fancy word for midlife crisis and how it could be the key to unlocking your own personal level up. The reason most women find it hard to reinvent themselves after grief is because, well, it feels impossibly hard. It's like trying to build a sandcastle while the tide is coming in. Just when you think you've made progress, another wave of emotion washes over you, threatening to destroy your efforts. Grief setbacks are real. The grieving process isn't a neat linear path. It's more like a roller coaster designed by the angel of death. One day you're feeling ready to take on the world, and the next you're finding it difficult to get out of bed. These setbacks can disrupt your reinvention efforts, making you question if change is possible. Another hurdle on the path to reinvention is the dreadful fear of change. It's like trying to swap out engine of a moving car. Terrifying, right? But this fear isn't just about you. It's about the entire scenery of your life. The fear of outgrowing your social circle. It's like being the first one to get a growth spurt in middle school, and suddenly you're seeing things from a different perspective, and it can be lonely up there. There's the ever present worry about what others will think. It's as if you're living in a fishbowl with every decision inspected by an imaginary audience. Will they applaud your bravery or question your sanity? Then there's the professional tightrope walk. What if the changes you make in your career turn out to be a misstep rather than a leap forward? It's like trying to redecorate your office while blindfolded. You might end up with a masterpiece, or you might knock over the water cooler. And another hurdle is self-doubt, which often creeps in during times of change, causing you to question your abilities and decision. But here's why we need to tackle this head on. Staying stuck in grief can lead to a life half lived. It's like watching a movie on mute. You're there, but you're missing out on the full experiences. Reinvention after grief isn't just about moving forward, it's about honoring your past while creating a future that excites you. As high performance women leaders, we often put immense pressure on ourselves to bounce back quickly. We are so accustomed to doing well and getting things done. But grief doesn't play by those rules. And this disconnect can lead to feelings of inadequacy. We need to address this because it's preventing many brilliant women from reaching their full potential and finding new purpose. So, while reinvention after grief is challenging, it's a problem worth solving because on the other side of that challenge lies the possibility of a life that's not just lived, but lived with purpose, passion, and renewed strength. And isn't that worth fighting for? Now, I know what you're thinking. This all sounds great, but how do I actually do this? Well, my fearless friends, I'm about to let you in on some insider secrets. These are the golden nuggets I share with my clients. The kind of tips that can turn your reinvention journey from a scary tightrope walk into a thrilling adventure. Are you ready to develop your own personal risk strategy. Yes, I did say personal risk strategy. Think of it as your GPS for navigating the twists and turns of change. It's like having a superpower that helps you face uncertainties head on while keeping the potential pitfalls at bay. So grab your mental notepads or actual ones if you're old school like me, because I'm about to drop some knowledge that could be the game changer in your reinvention story. These aren't just any tips. They are the tried and true strategies that have helped countless women transform their lives after grief. Buckle up. I'm going to dive into the good stuff. Here are the top 3 insider tips for developing your personal risk strategy and daring to reinvent yourself. Number 1. Living according to your values. This strategy involves reflecting on your current life choices and assessing whether they align with your core values and beliefs. It's all about aligning your actions and decisions with your deepest values and priorities. Evaluate your daily activities and decision against these values. Identify areas where your actions don't align with your values and create an action plan to bring your life into better alignment with your values. I had a chance to work with Sarah, who is a successful corporate executive, and she realized after losing her brother that she was spending too much time at work and neglecting her family relationships. By examining her values, she recognized that family connections was more important to her than career advancement. This led her to restructure her work schedule and prioritize quality time with loved ones. Number 2, overcoming obstacles to reinvention. This strategy focused on identifying and confronting the obstacles, both internal and external. Find out what stops you from moving forward and accepting change after a major loss or life-changing event. Identify common barriers to change. And I mentioned it earlier: fear, self-doubt, and societal expectations. Practice self-compassion and acknowledge that reinvention takes time. Create a safe environment for experiment and potential failure. I also worked with a marketing director who struggled to reinvent her career after her mother's passing. She realized that fear of disappointing her late mother's expectations was holding her back from pursuing her passion for environmental advocacy. By acknowledging this emotional barrier, Emily could work through her feelings and eventually transition into a role at a nonprofit organization. And number 3, repurposing your skill set. This strategy involves leveraging your existing talents, experiences, and expertise in a new and unexpected ways. It's about understanding how your skills can be useful in various situations or industries. Conduct a thorough skills inventory. Invest in additional training or education to complement your existing skill set. Look for opportunities to combine your professional expertise with personal passion. And I'm going to give you an example from a renowned comedian and actor, Leslie Jones, who faced a profound personal loss when her father passed away. During her grief, she had to perform a comedy gig in Amsterdam to cover the cost of her father's funeral. This experience became a pivotal moment in her career and personal growth. At first, Jones didn't understand how much her grief was affecting her until she had to go on stage and try to make people laugh. Despite feeling devastated and vulnerable, she found a way to channel her pain into her craft. And later, I'll leave it on the show notes, her book. And her quote was, "Death can really change you. But one thing I learned about death is that the world doesn't stop for you." And I still laugh a lot. It comes when you don't expect. There's comedy in pain, and comedy is a good way to release pain. Joan's story shows how personal experiences, even painful ones, can be linked into one professional skills. She turned her grief into material for her comedy, connecting with audience on a deeper level and finding therapeutic release for her emotions. As we wrap up today, remember this: reinventing yourself after sorrow isn't just a possibility, it's your opportunity to write a new chapter in your life story. You weathered storms. Now it's time to harness that strength and set sail towards new horizons. Develop your personal risk strategy. It's your compass in uncharted waters. Acknowledge the challenge. They're not roadblocks, but stepping stones. And those skills you've honed over the years. They are your secret weapon in this journey of transformation. And for my women leaders, hear this: your grief doesn't define you, but how you grow through it will. Your past has shaped you, but it doesn't dictate your future. You can create an extraordinary life that honors your past and celebrates your future. So take that first step. It doesn't have to be a leap. A small stride forward is progress. Embrace the uniqueness of your journey. Allow yourself time, forgive your missteps, and adjust your sails as needed. If today's discussion helped you or gave you any insight, please share this episode with someone you know who might go through something similar. Each share brings support and understanding to our listener community. If you found value in today's conversation, I have a personal request. Your feedback is vital to us and helps shape the future of our podcast. If you find value in today's episode, or if any of your past episodes have resonated with you, we love for you to take a moment to leave us a review. Please take 2 minutes to leave a rating. And if all possible, share one thing you're taking away from this episode or past episode. Your reviews not only help us reach more people who may benefit from our conversation, but they also provide us with the motivation and guidance to continue delivering content that supports and inspires you. Each review helps our podcast get discovered by others who are also seeking ways to move beyond grief and step into their capacity to lead personal and professional lives. Thank you for joining me on this remarkable journey of healing and growth as we make changes and overcome grief together. Until next time, remember to grieve with grace, nurture your inner strength, and lead with courageous hearts. Take care of yourself and keep making gradual progress. Have a wonderful week. Bye, everyone.
Thanks for listening to today's episode of Overcoming Grief. If you're ready to move into a new, rewarding life experience and want more information about how to work with Sandy, visit www.sandylinda.com.